everyone, it's Craig with LazerModels. How are you doing today? We are going to work on the biplane. This is one of the more technical ones. It's a fun one to build, but it's also kind of difficult because it's, after you do the first page, you'll understand it's completely different than any of our other models on how you have to build it. You kind of balance a lot of stuff and then you're bending stuff. So when we get to that point, things sometimes pop loose, whatever, we just work with it. So anyways, you're going to lay out all your pieces. What you want to do first, you want to get, there's two piles, total of 3 piles really. You're going to have a thick pair that's long and a thin pair that's long. They're the same size. Set those to the side. Then you're going to have another pair of just little ones. Set that to the side. We're going to deal with those later. Right now we're going to build the wings. We need the larger pieces. But out of those, we want the short, the narrow, the skinny ones. Each wing's going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. The first one we're building is going to be the top side of the upper wing. So, with that said, we're going to divide all of these up into 2 groups. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one with the slide. So we're going to set this group to the side. Now, if we flip these all over, on the first one, the first one we want no slot. The bottom one takes 2 sets of slots. There's little dashes. I don't know if you can see them, but on yours you'll see them. Those dashes were put there for you know where to put glue later for this piece on the inside. So basically what we've done is we said, okay, if you glue it the way we tell you to, you're now going to have a plane that's going to have a rustic look to it. We're not sure what it's going to look like because all of these come out differently, but it gives that rustic look. If you don't want the rustic look, ignore that. You're just going to have the dots on the outside, and that's fine. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and take 2 of these pieces. And again, I'm going to put the more rustic side out. So it's going to go kind of like this. I'm going to set these to the side. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to glue that to there and that to there. We're just going to glue them up. So take that out. I'll put a dot of glue on the end here and there. We're just going to keep repeating this for all of these. It does not take a lot of glue. Just a dot on the ends. If you ever get one of our models that's missing a piece, or you know, it happens. You broke something. We don't care whether you broke it or what the reason you need a piece. Don't hesitate to contact us. If we do at times, when we cut stuff and scrape everything into the bags, sometimes things get missed. It happens. Other times, I've got customers that have broke little pieces, and you know what? We're going to send you out, you know, a new piece. We usually, if it's small and real fragile, we'll probably put 2 or 3 in an envelope because odds are 1 or 2 of them might get broke by the post office. So, anyways, now that's the bottom side. So now what you want to do is you want to flip it over. Okay? Now remember, this is the bottom side, or the top side of the upper wing. Now, the bottom side of the upper wing we want to add one of this in on the top side. And the only reason we're adding one is because later we add other pieces. And this kind of helps square it out. So we're going to set that to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build this other set. Now this one's a little more different. And you want to pay attention. You've got that one goes to there, that one goes to there. Okay, on this part you're going to have two holes here with a notch, no holes in the middle, two holes here with a notch, so like that. These are going to go on the bottom side. So again, what you can do is, this is going to be a little different, put the glue on the 3 tabs, push everything together. And again, I want to have the rustic side looking out. And put it like that. Now, on this same wing, we're going to take one solid one first. So let's put the glue on there. And just kind of square things up again. And then we're going to put one of the ones with the notches, but want the notches to face inward. Okay, so a dot here, a dot there. This is the same thing as that one up there, but being this is the top, or the top side of the bottom, they're smaller slats. So now that that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to, remember we talked about the little dots? That's where these go. There's going to be one here. And one here. And then this one will slide on top. So that is why, matter of fact, I just noticed I put this one in upside down. Glue on the wrong side. Hold on real quick. We'll fix that. Anytime you glue something together and it's not right, 90% of the time you can take it apart fairly quick. There we go. So now what I want to do is put glue on this dotted line and a little bit of glue here and on the top side. Now this is the flat side, this is the curved. The flat side is what's going to go in here first. We're going to do the same thing with this one. So, and if you don't have these dots here, you've chosen not to go with the dots. My glue is stuck. There we go. But as I was saying, if you decide not to go with the dots on the inside, you can just kind of put a little extra glue. Glue's not going to hurt anything inside here because you'll never see it. That one there. Then we want to finish putting the pieces on. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the side before we do the middle. So on the side we want to put a dot here, a little bit of glue here, and a little bit of glue there. Kind of line those up and drop it down. We're going to do the outer one now. Just kind of remember, so you don't make the mistake I made earlier, If you want the rustic side out, put the glue on the rustic side. Okay, now this on here, these are kind of fun. You're going to put glue here. You're going to put glue here. Then what you do is you pass it through these. Oh, we'll go to that side. Okay. Do this one more time. Let's move this around for you, maybe be able to see it better. Slide it through. And then that's that one there. So now we want to go to page 2. So that's gone through step 6. The other wing will not go on till the last page after the plane's all built. So we can take this wing, set it over here, along with these two pieces, and this wing for right now. As I told you earlier, this is built really strange, and here's where it begins. We're going to put glue. Let me read you what it says. Put glue in all slots and slide pieces in place. This is to be done carefully so parts don't fall out. We suggest placing plastic wrap or wax paper below the piece to keep it from sticking to the table. Remember that bag your model came in? It has a purpose. This is it, right here. Now, there's 3 little pieces that will not be used right now. You insert them later, as in basically towards the next steps and stuff. We're going to basically, this one goes in the middle. Do this without any glue first. Those two wrong. That one goes there. Oh, that's the wing. Hang on. The one with the doubles go in the bottom section. Like this. I haven't built this one for a while, so like that. Then we've got this one, and this one goes there. Remember I told you a lot of balancing, things falling out? Things are falling out. This one will go to this side. This one will go to this side. Okay. That's how we're going to be gluing it together. So, we're going to want one of these handy. This will end up sliding over everything once we bring it together. So what I want to do right now is, now that we've got everything into the right spots, take them out and lay them accordingly to the slot they go into and how you want them to go into it. Okay? So, All right, back to where we were. Now that you know which ones go where, this becomes a lot easier. And I wish I had a camera overhead, because right now that'd be real interesting for you to see. Now what's going to happen is we want to, this is where it gets really hard. There's two ways you can do this. You can put this on and it slides all the way to the bottom and it'll bring this stuff in a little bit. And personally, I think that's a better way of doing this. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on the two outside edges here. A little bit there and down here. Now, okay. Now, everything's going to want to kind of bend back out, but it can only go so far, which is perfect. Now, these are your spacers. There's going to be one here, and one here. This is what's really the hardest part of this whole model. Because we're going to put the first one in, and then this is going to slide down. But then how do you get the second two in? So reality is we have to do it all at once. So once these are in, they will never come back out. So I like to go ahead and put glue on one side. Just kind of bring it together. They're going to fall out. There's just nothing you can do to stop it. Okay, let's see. There we go. Whoop. All right, that's why the wax paper or whatever. All right, so at this point in time, we have gotten this part taken care of. Now remember we said there's an extra 3 pieces that'll go in later? Now is later. So, one thing you can do if you want is you can hold this like that, get yourself a rubber band, or if you want, for right now, just set that right there. It's going to go on next, so it doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these little pieces, one here, and one on the front here. Got a little bit of glue sticking out, so scrape it off. There we go. So the best thing to do here is glue on these 3 pieces. Then just put glue on the corners of these. I'm going to stick in and drop down. Remember to move that because that's right in the way of the camera for you guys. So it just drops back down. Now one more. And into place. Alright. Now, this is going to, we've got 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. One here, one here, one here. The first one is got the windshield, so it's going to go to here. The next one, and then the next one. But the first one, we want it to hide the spacers. So the best thing to do is come back here now with a little bit of glue, not a whole lot, because you don't want it to ooze out, and it's going to ooze a little bit. And then slide that down. Take your time. You got to work through stuff. Okay, so right now we've got everything on there, nice and covered, looks good. So then that finishes that step for right now. Now remember, we had to get the wings on here. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and slide the wings in place. And basically, we're going to pull this down like that and slowly slide the wings in place. Okay? We want to put glue here. You got to walk it around those guys. See how it sits in around there? It sits right in place. That's the two wings. Now that that one's in place, I'm going to skip the seat and the propeller and get this other piece on so I can start holding it together a little better. So again, we're going to put a little bit of glue right on that spacer, right on this spacer. I'm going to slide this back down into there. Line it up, each side. It looks good. A little bit of glue sticking out. So there's always pieces you can find. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to let this dry for a second. So give me a couple minutes, I'll be back. I will not be changing anything. It's going to be right there when we get back to you. Alright, thank you. I'm back. I'm going to set this to the side right now. I'm going to leave it on this plastic still just because. I remember I said I wasn't going to do the propeller and stuff because I wanted to get that other piece on. So at this point in time, we're ready to go ahead and do those. Now, the seats, total of 5 pieces. This is your centerpiece with your gear knob on it. And then each one of these is going to be a side. Okay? So first thing you want to do, put a little bit of glue there and drop the bottom seat on. Then on the back, glue there. Just a little bit on each one of those. And then push that back in. Now for the seat, I want the rustic side. You're not even going to see this, but I'm still going to stick with the rustic side out. Okay. And then a little glue there. And the seats finished. Set that back over there. Now we're going to do the propeller. The propeller's got two of these little pieces. There's a little cross mark in there. One's going to go there, then a circle, then the propeller, then the other one. I'm going to take the propeller and the circle off though. They're going to go like this and slide in. Okay? So, first thing you want to do is on this one is put a little bit of glue on the back side. So when it slides in, the glue's going to hold it. Then this doesn't need any glue. This you don't want any glue. But here's the problem. You need glue on this. So what you want to do is take this off and this off and put a little bit of glue on each side way down towards the bottom. Because it doesn't matter if this has glue on it. But now the glue cannot get to the propeller. So now I push it in and just set it to the side. It's done. Alright, back to the plane. Now we have one more of these to put on. So that's going to go here. And right here. Okay, so that goes to there. Now that these are in, we have 3 more pieces we need to put into here. Put a little bit of glue there and there. Now these you could have put in earlier. Which might have probably been easier. Yeah, so we're going to take this back off. That just goes through a little bit. Put a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue in that spot. There. So this will go into that wing. This will go into this wing. Okay. A little bit of glue. Now we're going to put this back on. Okay. Now we're going to add this inside. So it's going to wiggle its way in right there. So all I want to do is glue on the bottom. And I just kind of push it to the back and center it. Now, we're going to go ahead and do this back. This is the hardest part. Because what happens here is you got 2 of these rings. I'm going to grab it like this. I'm going to squeeze it, but yet I'm going to pull everything together. Okay, so it's kind of like that. So just a little bit like that, and everybody's going to kind of be happy and fight with each other to get it to fit right. What ends up happening is you got 2 of these you've got this here, that piece there, and all of this is going to go into here at one time, and then we're just going to push it together with a ton of glue. So, the more you push that up, the tighter everything gets. And then pieces don't fit. So you got to be careful not to go too far forward. So, here we go. And you don't need to put glue on this, because it'll only go so far. Alright, what I like to do is put this one in place first. And like I said, it is not easy. Alright, that piece is in. But see how it pushed that together? So now that's where the problem comes in. You've got so much that goes on at once. So I want to put more glue into this middle section. I want to put glue here and here. And now you want to kind of wiggle this all together, because that's the only way it's going to get lined up. Now everything's lined up, so there we go. So there's that now. This is an extra one. We give you two, because when you're doing that, you can break that one. There we go. Go ahead and flip this over. Well, we'll put the wheels on later. Right now, let's go ahead and glue the guns on. Going to glue the propeller on the front. It's got Made in USA on there, so let's kind of line that up. The top. Alright, there's that. Now, we have to put this wing onto those and these all together. So the best thing to do that at this point in time is exactly how we did this one here. But we're going to be holding the whole plane to do it. Now this is going to go that way, so a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue there. Now I'm going to get ahead of the game a little bit because we're going to be putting pieces on here. So instead of trying to do it later, now's the time to do that. Okay. Again, make sure you put a little bit of glue on there too. And then there's your plane all finished. And that's why I put the rustic side out, because it gives it a character that is just amazing to look at. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Like I said, this is one of the harder models we have to build. The back end can get frustrating, but just take your time. Enjoy it. It's a model. Thanks again.